So today we're going to talk about mistakes that cruisers make. Doesn't really matter if you're a seasoned cruiser, if you've never been on a cruise before, you're going to want to watch this. And number 2 is one of the biggest mistakes.
And we all make these mistakes.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to start with boarding day documents.
So you definitely want to make sure that you have your app, your Royal Caribbean app, downloaded on your phone like we always tell you to do. Make sure that's there.
Because you use that a lot. So as for boarding day documents, the passport is the number one thing you want to take.
Yeah.
That is the easiest way. It is the quickest way.
Yeah.
You can have your birth certificate, even with your children. It cannot have the footprint on it, I was reading.
Yeah, the baby footprint.
So it has to be the state-issued birth certificate.
Mm-hmm. So
if you want to dive in even deeper and double-check you and your family for your documents, if you go to royalcaribbean.com, you could go to the Travel Documents Hub, and even right here, we have it open in front of us. It says, most, but not all sailings from the U.S. will accept the birth certificate. So you need, do your research.
Yeah.
Go to the Travel Documents Hub on royalcaribbean.com
mm-hmm.
and make sure you have everything that you and your families need.
Mm-hmm.
One thing with the passport that a lot of people don't know is when you get off of the ship, your last day of the cruise, your passport cannot expire within 6 months
mm-hmm.
of the last day of your cruise. So, don't be cutting it close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they made it 6 months, but it's been like that for a long time.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about number 2. This is what you're going to pack in your carry-on. Biggest one, make sure you take any medications along with you that you need. Once you get on the ship, your suitcase will be there. But there are times where they get very late delivered to your room. So you want to make sure if you have to take your medication at 3 or 4, just take it along with you. It's very simple. It's in your carry-on. Out of sight, out of mind. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Carry-on's huge.
It is.
Right?
Huge.
A lot of people take their swimsuits.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even think of that because there is no line at the slides or at the pools.
Right.
So take that stuff. Leslie and I, when we pack our normal luggage, I will always throw an outfit into hers and she will do one in my just in case, worst case scenario.
Yes.
One of our luggages gets lost.
And it has before. We've talked to people. They've said that they didn't even have their luggage and they came on the loudspeaker. Remember that?
Oh,
and
yeah.
asking if somebody had their size in some clothing because they had nothing with them. It got lost.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah. They were asking. Yeah, it was
mm-hmm.
it was an older lady, and they were giving her sizes and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
so people were donating clothes to her. So again, with the carry-out, make sure you have everything that you absolutely need.
Right.
And one thing that we all absolutely need is a bottle of wine.
Oh, absolutely. Anyone over 21 in your cabin can carry on a bottle of wine. You cannot put it in your suitcase. People end up wondering where their luggage is because they've snuck some things on there that they shouldn't. Your suitcases do go through security, so make sure you put them in your carry-on.
And the cool thing about the wine is we usually enjoy a glass of wine as we're getting ready for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are allowed to take it to the main dining room.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they will charge you a corking fee, mm-hmm. which is like roughly $15, I think it is.
Yes.
But we just enjoy them. We'll go down to Vintages, maybe on the Allure or Oasis of the Seas. And, we'll just take our wine glass up and so you're not drinking your wine out of a plastic cup.
And your room attendant will put it on ice for you whenever you're ready to have it. If, say, you want to have a Thursday night for, it's a special occasion, she will put it on ice for you. So if you ask them, they'll kindly do it for you. They will. So the next one we're going to talk about is going to be packing and overpacking, underpacking, making sure you know what you need. I always take a sweater or a jacket, even though you are in the Caribbean and it is 80 to 90 degrees outside. It is always cold in the dining room. It's always cold in the theater. And a lot of the ships now have ice rinks. So you are definitely going to need a coat in there. I have sat in there before with sweatpants and a sweatshirt on, and I have still been cold. So make sure you pack a little extra warm. It's not just tank tops and strapless dresses for the whole week, because you will be chilly in some places. I know I get cold a lot. So
you do.
I like to be comfortable.
And the one thing, our neighbors, they just did a transatlantic. And again, it was May, June. They thought it was going to be warm. They didn't pack warm clothes. He says, 5 sea days in a row. He said, we did not pack enough. He says it was cold at night in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to kind of think of the whole trip, right? Not just, I'm going to the Caribbean, it's going to be sunny and 90 every day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even here, like, it's hot outside, but when you go to a grocery store, think of it like that. If you're cold, pack a little extra.
Yep.
You do get chilly.
So we just wanted to cover the basic mistakes that we all make. Leslie and I cruise 3-4 times a year, and we still mess up. She still overpacks. I still underpack. It is what it is. We all try our best, right? We just want you to enjoy your vacation.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Catch you next time.